What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Fat Thor Gaming. I am your boy Fat Thor. I am back with you again to bring you another Marvel Strike Force video. Today I'm going to be looking at Battle World Maestro. My clan is in Maestro today. I'm still having the understanding that some of you guys are not familiar with this this stun team that can really do major damage on Maestro. I don't generally use it because it's a lot of RNG, and personally my bullseye, I do not have her at 20, nor do I have her at 5 purple, so I don't get the extra crit chance. So I don't generally use them, but I am going to run through with commentary. I'm gonna run through a run with the stun team, and kind of, even though she may or may not it may or may not hit, probably for the first one I will, if that special doesn't land the crit, then I'll probably restart. Maybe just keep restarting until that first one, until you make sure that it lands, because that's really a key to get that third stack of stun. You really need that to land to get that third stack of stun. So if you don't get it, then you can still do a lot of damage with this team, but it won't be that full all-power damage that you can get with it if you have her crit chance up at 5 purple and you have her at 20 or 21, and her crit chance can probably get up to 65, 70, 75%, and that special could do a lot more damage. But let's look at Battle World and the teams that I am going to run. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys. And another thing that I want to point out is also they've added now Timeless Eternals. If you have a full Timeless Eternal team, they've added that to the spotlight on this with Daring Warrior and Retcon. Even with this spotlight, Retcon, I feel like it just does not, it seriously underperforms. Daring still does a really good job. I think Daring on my last run, I want to say got me around 550 or 600 million or something like that. But after a little while, I actually threw it on Sim, because that was the last team that I used, and by that point I had been doing the last Maestro battle. Like I said, this was my 5th team, and I backed out of a few to see who I could get. I used a few different teams. I went through Insidious 6, Astral with Havoc, Fantastic Four with Odin and Meph, Darren. I went through Omen, Dread, a few different mixture teams, and I just kept backing out and writing my scores down and seeing which teams could give me the best scores. And so when I ran that Darren team, I ended up just kind of throwing it on Sim after a while, because I was just tired. So I think they still got me around 600 million, but Darren is it's still probably a top 5 Battle World team. You're timeless now, though. However, with the different buffs and everything that we've got from the spotlight and everything like that, it looks like timeless may be your team to really do some damage from Maestro. Again, I have 6 teams in my catalog here for Battle World. The stun teams up front, obviously. And then I do have the full Eternals, so we're going to run with them. We're going to see. And then that Fantastic Four core with Odin and Meph, that should, really get you some good high points. Symbiote 6. And then the last 2 that I have is Insidious 6 and then that Daring. So we'll see at which point I will probably run both again as my last team, and see around which one's going to give me a better score, and go with that one. But Still looking. I'm looking to get. Unfortunately, I will not be able to unlock Maestro this time. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. I'm still. By the time this one ends, I will probably still be 5 or 10 shards short of unlocking Maestro. So yeah, that really sucks. But anyway, a couple of things with these teams though. Your stun team, your ISOs on this one is really, really important. Again, with Lady Bullseye, her crit chance for that special, getting that on, helping you stack that that 3 stun, really is a game changer for this one. So that's kind of key. But yeah, your ISOs are kind of important on this one. You want Striker on Jugs and Hitman. You want Raider on Endgame and Lady Bullseye, and then Skirmisher on Professor X. And you want to remember that you don't want to apply stun, you don't want to apply ability block, and you don't want to apply blind. Either one of those 3 that you apply will automatically, he will gain 10 stacks of anger. So that's an automatic on that. And usually when he hits 100, he'll wipe you out. Or when he respawns, he'll generally can do that damage as well. Your Fantastic Four team, I think with Mephisto, kind of, I believe it negates that respawn passive that he does. I think that team can survive that one. So again, it's about kind of where you place these. So if you're more at the beginning of the bar, for him, you may want to use your Insidious 6 or your Symbiote 6, or the stun team when you get down closer to where he's in the yellow or maybe even in the red, and you think you may get a kill. You want to use this Fantastic Four team because, like I said, I'm pretty sure that Mephisto negates that revive or respawn passive where he automatically attacks. So that one's good to have when he gets down in the red, down in health. But keep in mind, keep in mind with this team, the stun team, you don't want to use Professor X's special. No special from Professor X, because then if you do, that's going to also, that's got the stun, so that's the stacks. And then looking at some of the other teams real quick here. Again, the Timeless Eternals, I do believe is going to take over. Mine's not too powerful. My Gilgamesh and my Athena is still really kind of weak. Still around that one, that a little over 1 million for Athena and 1.5 for Gilgamesh. So that team's still a little weak. Thanks to the towers for Kingo. I've got him at 2 diamond now. So. But with your Fantastic Four team, you want to remember that you don't want to use special for Mr. Franklin or from Sue, because those both apply ability block. No ultimate from Mephisto after he initially drops in and does his first initial passive. So just keep that in mind. Again, stun, ability block, and blind are the 3 that you cannot use with him. And then when you're looking at your Insidious 6 team, Insidious 6 is really it's a good team for this one as well. But Hobgoblin is where most of your damage is really going to come from. Everybody else is just going to kind of set up speed and energy and put debuffs and things like that. And they still will give some pretty good damage. Vulture with your time bar or your the placement bar at the bottom, he can manipulate that and completely rewind the speed bars and everything. So everybody else really is kind of about setting up the damage and putting the proper buffs and everything on. Like I said, they still do some damage, but it's more for Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin here is really your damage maker. So you want to make sure that if you do run your Insidious 6 team, you want to make sure that Hob is very powerful. or as powerful as you can get him. He is key on that one. If we end up using Daring Warrior, be wary of Speedball. His special and his ultimate both will throw stacks of anger, as well as, if I'm not mistaken, Night Thrasher's ultimate will as well. I'm not 100% on that one, but I'm pretty sure Night Thrasher's ultimate will as well. But yeah, so first of all, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna run this stun team. We're gonna try and run this, and I'm gonna, again, hoping that when I get to Lady Bullseye, it will not fail me on the crit. Again, it's kind of RNG. Her crit chance right now, if I'm not mistaken, is 45 or either 50 for me. She's four purple, so I think for me she's at 45 or either 50% crit. So we'll see. But this is your lineup. You got Lady Bullseye and Zombie Jugs in the corners, and you got Hitman in the center, Hitmonkey in the center, and Professor X and Endgame Thanos in the flank positions in the back. Alright, so I'm expecting, in all honesty, I'm expecting, if you do this right, there's no reason you cannot get 2 billion out of this team. Especially with my power. I have seen other teams with 3 to 4 million less in power and still run 2.3, 2.4 billion with this one team. But again, it's about RNG, it's about Lady Bullseye and her crit chance to stack that third anger, or that third stun, excuse me. So, but yeah, we will give it a shot. You open with Lady Bullseye. You want to throw the ultimate here. Again, with Professor X, you want to remember, you stay away from the special. No special from Professor X. Basics only until that ultimate is ready. With Hitman, you can go ahead and throw his ultimate out. You see, now here you may be tempted. You want to try to use Thanos' special, but to be honest, the best thing for these is just to use his basic, and like I said, it gets that stun on him, and go with Zombie Jugs. Now we should have Hitmonkey special, and then your Lady Bullseye. This is the key coming up after Professor X here. So I got Professor X. We can go ahead and throw his ultimate. Okay, now when it's time for Lady Bullseye, now here we go. Attack primary and adjacent targets, 250 piercing, flip all positive into negative, apply 1 offense down up to a maximum of 3. On crit, prolong the duration of all negative effects by 1 up to a max of 3 on primary and secondary. So really you need that to crit in order to get that next, stun will go to 3, bleed, defense down, everything goes to 3. So on this first one, you're only a couple minutes in to your run, and not even that really. So on this first one, if you do not land the crit and you do not land the prolong on the negatives, just restart real quick, back out, go back in. It may take you a few times, but at least you'll get that extension on that first one. After that, when her special comes back up, you may not get it again. Again, like I said, her. Why can I not look at? Anyway, so like I said, I'm pretty sure I have her at, she's like 45 or 50%. So, all right, so we'll see. We're looking for that crit. All right, and I did get it. I did get the crit on that one. So that's the RNG here. All right, if you don't get the crit on here, then you need to just hop out real quick, jump back in. After that one, when you get to the next time when her special comes back around, it's not for a while. You've got quite a few before her special comes back around again. You're just gonna basic with everybody except for Juggernaut, I believe it is. I think his ultimate should be ready now. He does massive damage on this. But with Thanos, here again, you're tempted to use these ultimates and these specials, but you just want to continue. Thanos's basic is all you need. All right, you want to save that that ultimate, keep that in your back pocket for in case one time when her crit doesn't land, and then because you can also apply another round with Thanos's ultimate. So. All right, here we go back with, we got Hit Monkey, we got Basic. Stay with Professor X's Basic. Lady Bullseye Basic. And again, when you're going through these, if you can max out all your guys, make sure all their, their specials are at, 777, passives at 5. You want the full ability for this team. I actually think I don't think all my basics are at 7. I don't think Lady Bullseye's is. I don't think Hit Monkey's is either, to be honest. Oh yeah, his is. Lady Bullseye, I know her basic is not at 7. So you're just gonna keep on with these ultimate. These basics. Just basic until you get back around to Lady Bullseye special again, and then at that point, you're hoping that crit lands, because at this point you're going to be coming back down. You got 1 stun left. All right, so here we go back with Lady Bullseye special again. Let's hope we get that crit. It did land. Good. Here, if your crit does land, then again you want to just keep on with Thanos's basics. If it doesn't land here, like I said, you want to keep that special in your back pocket for when that crit does not land, because that crit can also throw another stun or another ability block or whatever it is. Barrier, copy, language fix, expose, trauma, stun. So yeah, so it can prolong stun. If she doesn't hit that crit here, you use Thanos' special. But if it does, again, you just stay with the basics. You just keep going with your basics. Got Hit Monkey coming back around. Now you can start using a few of these specials. Jugs has his special again. Again, he does massive damage with his. Lady Bullseye, her ultimate's ready again, so we're gonna hit with that. Crit landed on that one. Again, we're just gonna stay basic. Thanos' ult may be one that you also cannot use. I'm not. I can't remember off the top of my head, but his special you can use, but you just want to keep it for when she does not get that taunt. That crit on her special. See, we got turn meter. Even when he gets to go, he doesn't get to go. You see where he is in the No, I'm gonna keep on. I'm tempted, but I'm not. Critical lands, everything prolongs again. So, you know, you just follow this. You just basically follow this zombie Jug. You can use his ult. His ult is good. You know what? Nope. I'm just gonna keep on keeping on, man. Like I said, basic. Yeah, you use Lady Bullseye special when it comes around. You can use her special or ultimate. Her special is the one that crits. You want to make sure that it crits. Everybody else, basics. Thanos, just stick with his basic. Keep that. Keep that special. Now that I've got, you know what? I'll run the special here. Throw trauma. Special. He's at 3, so you know he's going to keep on with that basic. Again, you want to save Hitmonkey's ultimate. I don't think it's going to hurt us here. We'll use X's ultimate. You want to save Hitmonkey's ultimate because it also stuns. So when it gets in, now, do I want to? Yeah, I'll try to prolong. Okay, now that one did not hit. So her crit did not hit on that one. So we're going to use Thanos' special when he comes around. I'll use Hitmonkey's ultimate as well. Now both of those are going to gain. You are going to gain stacks with those, but that just kind of prolongs your stuns until we can get back to Lady Bullseye. I maybe should have used her ult the first time and then tried her special on this one. But she'll be back around. So again, we'll just continue on with basics. And notice if when this match started, if I'm not mistaken, I was pretty close to full health. So this will be a good initial first run. Again, you know, if you run this right, even I've seen lower teams with 3, 4, sometimes even 5 million less than me. I've seen run 2.1, 2.2 million in damage. We'll use that special here. So, you know, with my team, I'm you know, hoping that I should be able to reach 2.5, maybe more. So we'll see. We'll use his ultimate here. All right, now he is going to get to turn. So this is actually his first turn of this match. Okay, because her crit didn't land the first time. That was his first turn of this match after almost 1.8 billion in damage. Okay. I've got trauma. I don't know if I want to use. I'm going to try it. Alright, somewhere I messed up somewhere. I broke the chain. I had a good thing going, and I broke it. Let's see if we can get a few of these stuns back. special. As maybe after a while, some of the RNG just doesn't let you hit anymore. Maybe it is possible to cap, you know, at a certain percent. I'm really not sure how that works. My team is getting dismantled here. He's fixing to hit anyway, so 300 damage. I'm just curious. He's gonna call for a bunch of people to try and attack. No, I'm just going to stick with the basic. If he had his ultimate, I'd use that here, but wonder if I can possibly get a full bar kill on this one. He's going to talk. Okay, zombie's gone. Alright, so that's my full team. But that stun team, see, yeah, I messed up. I broke that chain somewhere. But I mean, 1.93, okay, 1.93, almost 1.94 billion. I mean, so that's nothing to sneeze at, guys. Nothing to sneeze at there on that one. So that's your stun team. If for some reason, you know, I know some of you guys were having problems trying to figure out why is everybody using this team, why is this team so powerful, what makes this team, you know, so that's how you run that. Again, don't make my mistakes. Obviously, like I said, I was doing well up until right before the end there, and as you can see, you know, as long as you keep that chain going, you will just keep on going, keep on hitting. But then once you break that chain, or once that crit doesn't land, then you know, he starts to pick you apart. But yeah, on that one, 1.99 billion. I'm a little disappointed, to be honest. I was hoping I would get at least 2.3, 2.4 with my team, but hey, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. But now we will use this. We'll use this Timeless Eternals team, and again, to show you his combat mods. Applies Wrath. Battle War bosses are immune to ability block. They're immune to darkness. So that's going to be your Symbiote 6 team. Exhausted, Exposed, Regeneration, Silence, Slow. So that's Silence and Slow. That's your Fantastic Four team. Maestro is immune to the following. So those are all your Battle World bosses. That is not Maestro, excuse me. Maestro is immune to Trauma, Exhausted, Exposed, Regeneration, Stealth, Darkness, Silence, and Slow. So still Darkness with your Symbiote 6 team, Silence with Fantastic Four. Also with Exalted, if you choose to use them. Timeless Eternals, Daring Warriors, and Retcon characters gain 50% max health, damage, armor, focus, and resistance. If Maestro spawns with 5 Timeless Eternal, Daring Warrior, or 5 Retcon enemies, reduce the amount that the damage from Maestro's attacks reduce the max health. So key to that is don't plug and play Jeff with other characters. You know, it's best to just try and use them together. You will, or at least, you know, to get the buffs that you need to get. Eclipse, if Eclipse is present, Maestro does not gain rage when he gains blind. Spotlight, Timeless Eternals. So here's where we need to go with this new team. Characters gain 50% speed, crit chance, and crit damage. Okay, so that is massive. 50% speed, so that means for every 2 turns you get an extra turn. Basically is what that's saying. For every 2 turns you take, you get an extra turn if you use the full Timeless team. If Maestro spawns with 5 Timeless Eternal enemies, Maestro cannot enrage, and on Timeless Eternal turn, that character gains 2 Eternal Saga. So that means when it's Maestro's turn, he cannot gain rage. For every one of your turns, you will gain 2 Eternal Saga before you go. Well, I'm not sure if it's before you go or after. I'm not sure how that works. Maybe it sets up for the next round. Hopefully it's before you go, because everything's multiplied by the number of Eternal Sagas that you have. Some of the passives are kind of key on the number of Eternal Sagas, or if you have Eternal Saga. This is your placement. This is the best placement that I have seen, that I've had explained, as far as maximum potential for energy and buffs and things of that nature. Thena will consistently gain taunt. So that is this is your placement for it. And then I'm running Striker on Kingo, on Thena, and then on Icarus, and then I'm running Raid on Gilgamesh and Skirmisher on Cersei. All right, so this team should also. We did 1.9 with the stun team, and again, that's kind of a complicated run to do. So with this Timeless Eternals team, we'll see how that works. All right. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. He's so close here. Actually, no. I'm sorry. I'm going to back out. I'm going to use my Fantastic Four. No, I'm not. I want to see what they do. They're supposed to be specialized for war and for Battle World. So, I want to see what they do. Steal 10. Thena's ally, clear 1 negative. I'm going to have to read all these guys. I barely used Timeless Eternal. I don't think I've used Thena yet at all in anything. I just unlocked her last night. So I'm going to be reading all these. So sorry if it takes a little while to run through this one. Clear 1 negative. Character has ability block. Gain an assist from Thena. Alright, so we don't have anything there yet. So in Battle World, character does not have disrupted. Apply 1 self and all. Character has eternal, reduced trauma, 2 turns, clear all negative attack. Alright, so we'll go special. And mainly I'm interested in seeing what they do when he dies and he revives. Generate 1 special for a time eternally. Is not full energy at start of current turn. Tap prominent adjacent. Flip 1 positive. Ability block. So we'll see what happens when he gains ability block here. Ability block will give him rage. So let's see what happens. Alright, so he did not gain. He did gain 1. Alright, so everybody, we've got 2 Eternal Sagas. We're not going to kill. Well, no, I don't think he's going to do 40 million in damage. Let's save that just to see if he actually does that double up. If we kill him. 420. Reduce death proof, attack all adjacents, target block, bonus attack, gain assist. So do I lose any of the Eternal Sagas when we use specials or ultimates? I do not. I did not with Icarus. Alright, so nothing. Okay. I mean, he didn't have any enraged either, so that could be. Clear 3 negative, attack all for 380. Icarus's ally reduced speed bar for 25%. That could be useful. Character has Eternal Saga, Bleed, Heal Block, Trauma. Alright, so Cersei's ultimate. Okay, still no rage. No damage. Still 15%. Tartarus. So this is my first time using Athena. Gilgamesh is an ally. Clear 3 negative. Clear 3 negative. So we don't have any negatives. Gain taunt for 2. Attack most injured enemy. Apply stun. Okay. Let's see what happens when she applies stun. He loses stun and gains stack. Okay, so he does still gain stacks of rage from Athena on stun. Distribute drain gain from first attack. Excuse me. Excuse me. And again, you know, guys, this is only a little over 10 mil. My Eternals, a little over 10 mil is all that is. So I didn't get the kill last time, so screw it. I'll use it here. See what happens. Kind of anxious to use all the different specials and ultimates and just kind of see. All right, so Cersei's special. So Cersei, her special and ult both will give him stacks. Let's go with Athena special. We know does. Let's see what her ultimate does. Gains 1. So when we started, we were at what, about 65 million, 70 million. Again, I'm going to try and see, you know, if this team doesn't do at least 1.5, then I will probably back out and see what happens. Okay, so I don't want to use Cersei's ultimate. We know that gets a stack. But then also I'm kind of, yeah, you know what? It's not, he's not supposed to flip out when he gets to 100 with Timeless Eternals. He's not supposed to flip and immediately wipe everybody out. So actually, just for the sake of science, let's get him to 100. Let's find out what happens. So you're gonna go through it with me for the first time here, guys. We're gonna do this little experiment. We're gonna get him to 100. We're gonna see what happens. I could just put it on auto, but oh, wow, her basic took 2 million. It was like a 2 million off the top. You know, maybe there's a particular way that you need to run this. You know, maybe you have to wait till you start gaining stacks of Eternal Saga before, you know, you can start doing some of these things. Like with the stun team, you know, a particular way to do it. All right, so he's gonna hit 100 here. Let's see what happens. So he just ate it. Okay. So this may be the team here, actually, guys. You don't have to worry about stuns. You don't have to worry about ability blocks. They don't stick. He obviously turns them into rage, but the rage does not stack. Or when it stacks, when it hits 100, he does not go berserk and wipe your entire team. It's his turn here. He's going to do a little bit of damage on Athena. Okay, now Athena's gone. So now we do not have a full timeless team anymore. So let's see if those buffs still hold. Alright, so we're sitting at, we started with about, I want to say 65 or 70 million left. We're at just a little under 4, so 600, 680, we'll say 70. So right now we're at about 750. Right now we're at about 750 million in damage. See, now he's starting to do some counters now that Athena's not on the board anymore. Losing her may have been catastrophic. Again, I'm gonna back out probably and see. I wanna run the Fantastic Four team through that death as well and see what happens. Alright, let's see. He's gonna go. As long as he doesn't wipe me out here, I'm gonna check my damage score. Alright, so Icarus is almost gone. He's gonna get another turn. We're just under 1.3, so 785, another 70, so we'll say 850. We're at about 850 million right now. Maker's got a full revive. 400. So I mean, these are my 3 most powerful members here of the team. So that could be a reason why possibly that they're hanging around longer. Cersei's still standing strong. She's still got a full health bar. Icarus looks like if he doesn't gain some health here, he's gonna go. All right, so 211 here. That's let's say 885. So 870, 874. Another 70. So 9. We'll say 940. We'll say 945. We'll say 945 on this Timeless Eternals team. Let's back out. I want to use that Fantastic Four and see what it does when he clears. Like I said, I believe it's because of Mephisto that he doesn't wipe the board when he revives. So we'll use that Fantastic Four, Odin and Mephisto. So again, this is a team you really want to use when he's closer to death, when he's in yellow or red. All right, so we're at 90. Okay, so a little bit more than I thought. We're at 90. All right, exhausted. Exhausted gives him rage. All right, Valley Flying just posted a video. I'm gonna, because I don't want that exhausted. With Franklin, you should be good to use any of the specials and ultimates. Again, you just want to be wary of Mr. Fantastic and Sue. You can't use their special, and then Ultimus, you can't use his ultimate. You can use her ultimate. And again, let me see, we were at 90 million when we started. Just trying to keep track of what's going to be the better team coming off of the revive and the death. Okay, we're gonna stay away from Mr. Fantastic special, so we'll use his ultimate. Didn't do a whole lot of damage though. Again, with some of these teams, it should be like specials, specials only that you should be using. I mean, basics only that you should be using, kind of like with that stun team. It's all kind of a matter of perspective here. All right, so we're going to stay away from Mephisto's ultimate. Basic there. Special. So no type of strategy, no type of use basic, and then a special, and then set up an ultimate for nothing like the stun team. Just remember, stay away from specials on Sue and Mr. Fantastic, and stay away from ultimate on Mephisto. That's basically it. Everything else you can run as is. It's pretty straightforward. Just keeps you from being able to sim, obviously, since you don't want to use those specials.
I'm always possible. I went back to school at 39, 33, 42. And I worked. I got back in the game. So when me, and Noah's goes, much like that at Capella University, how do you catch the fishes? What can you do?
It's time to try to get every job delivered. Get it today, tomorrow, or schedule it for when you want it. Everything for the job. Any day. Delivered.
All right, he's starting to do some damage here. We've already lost Odin. We're at 500. So we're at about 600, 690 right now. I'd like to get at least 1.1. No. 700, 722. So 1.9, 1.94, and 722, 2.6, 2.66. So 2.66 billion in 2 teams. Now we'll go back and run Athena. And hopefully we'll get more than 945 with the Athena team now. We'll see how that works. All right, 3 kills, 4 kills. All right, come on, guys. We got to hit that 20. Got to hit that 20. All right, so we'll go with Timeless. Now that we've used Fantastic Four. If I could have, I would have went back and used Timeless there since they gave me 945 instead of the 720. And then I would have came back and probably used Fantastic Four here, or either ran Insidious 6 and then used Fantastic Four after that. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. It's all good. I'm going to run all these teams again on the last one. It's going to be a debate between Insidious 6 and Daring. So I'm going to do both of those. I'll probably do the same thing. See when I get close to the end, see a roundabout where it gives me. Okay. So we'll go special. All right, so he's at, 140, 1.442. So he was probably at about 1.45. We'll say 1.45. That'll be 8 million on that hit. So yeah, we'll say 1.450 is where we started, which would have been probably about 70, maybe 71%. Flip positive into negative. Primary does not have positive ability block. You know what? Again, I'm just gonna run this knowing that he doesn't enrage when he gets to 100 and flip out on you. I'm just gonna run this just like I normally would and see what it does. You know, again, I don't know if there's a particular order or a particular way that you're supposed to run these Eternals. I'm not going to sit here and try to go through every single one. I was going to try to go through every single one every single time and see what the effects are going to be if I use this or if I use that. And try to figure out like the 2 billion point run for Eternals. Again, you know, my Eternals are not that buff. They're only about 10 mil. Athena's barely over 1 million. She's only 1.1. Gilgamesh is only 1.5. I mean, I've thrown plenty at him where he gets ability block, where he gets stunned, where he would get exhausted or trauma. I've thrown plenty at him. He's only at 17. He's fixing to gain probably a stack of 10 here. Yep. So again, I mean, you could probably run this where, you know, if you know he's going to gain it, then, you know, don't allow him to. But then also knowing that with Timeless, even when he hits that 100 and he hits the enrage, it just kind of cleanses. He doesn't really do anything. So, you know, knowing that, it's basically the stuns don't work, the ability blocks don't work, but they also don't enrage. So it's basically just, you know, you can auto. Throw that bad boy on sim if you want and let it go, and just see where it gets you. We started at 1.45. We're just under 1.1 now, so we're at about 350. Still got a full squad health wise. Look, everything looks pretty good right now. 42 rage. Kingo's ultimate. Oh wow, Kingo's ultimate actually sucked about 45 million between the different hits. Not bad. Again, he is 2 diamond, so I do have him at 2 diamond. Him, Cersei, and Icarus. Obviously I've had Cersei and Icarus for a while. They were sitting close to being ready for this whenever they got the rework anyway, because I used to love playing with Eternals. Both of them were great plug and play for war, but then they got the rework, and now Icarus only does his little double tap if he has Eternal Saga and he kills. So personally I think he was a little better before the rework, but that's what these developers are going for. They're going for teams that are a little bit tougher to play with. They require a little more strategy. It's not just kind of getting on and just doing a bunch of button mashing. They're looking at, this character runs and then it sets up, for this character, and then it sets up for that character. And, by the time you're 3 or 4, rotations in, then your Eternal Sagas start paying off, and, the buffs start, and I mean, that's what they're working towards, trying to put a little more strategy into the game. And I think that's great for some of us that have been playing for a long time. We get a little bored sometimes. The game gets a little stagnant, from time to time, especially when there's no events or anything going on. It can get a little boring at times. So having some of these matches that require key characters, like you need a Nihilus for the bonus mission in Zone 3. If you don't have a Nihilus, you use your other Galactic Council, you can get past the first wave. You maybe can get past the second wave. I've gotten past the second wave like in 2, I think. Maybe 3 times, and all the different times that I've backed out and reran it trying to beat it. But it was actually just recently that I found out, if you do not have a Nihilus for that bonus mission, you will not beat it. It is literally impossible to beat without a Nihilus. It is plainly stated that you will get past the first wave. You may or may not get past the second wave with Odin, but there's no way you get past the third wave with Professor X and Phoenix Force. It's just not possible without a Nihilus. So, that did make me feel a little bit better, thinking that as many times as I've run this and I've backed out and I've tried to do this, and it still just will not do what I want it to, it gets frustrating after a while. But it's nice to have some different things that require strategy, some different things where it takes a little bit of thinking, not just, just straight button mashing all the time. Certain characters are needed for this, and in order to unlock that character, you need these characters, and you got to go through these missions. So, I mean, I enjoy having different sections in these legendaries, like they did for Professor X, where you had to go through the different, and same thing with Apocalypse, you had to go through the 4 Horsemen. And, I enjoy doing the different sections like that, going through it. I wish they would kind of repeat some of the same teams, at least give you a little, maybe loyalty reward, saying, hey, we know that it's taken you a long time to get to this point and where you are to be able to do these missions. So, we'll show you some mercy, and you can use the same missions, or the same players for different globals or for different bios. You don't need one specific character that nobody uses, that everybody's had stuck in the back of the closet, for 3 years, and hasn't been upgraded since they were at like level 40. I mean, I know some of it is a power grab. I get it. Everything's about money. They're here to make money just like everybody else. That's the name of the game. We're here to play the game and to have fun. But all in all, this is a business for them. It's designed for them to make money. But again, with some of us who've been playing, I've been playing this game for 7 years. I started playing this game, I want to say like 6 or 7 weeks after it dropped. So I have not been playing literally since the beginning, but I am probably one of the first, I would say confidently, the first million players, first 750,000 players, maybe. I don't know. I've been playing since this game was 6 weeks old, 7 weeks old. So, and I played this game before it became this, when it was on Facebook, and it was the Facebook Marvel Strike Force game. I played this. I believe that's why I didn't play it to begin with when it first dropped, because I was mad because I had been playing it on Facebook for so long, and I lost all my stuff because it doesn't transfer over from Facebook to this. It's not like it's a continuation. It's like basically they took it from Facebook and then they're gonna run a new app and make a game. They were sharing it with Facebook anyway, and I guess it got big enough to run on its own, so they did their own thing. But I was mad because I lost all my people and all my levels and all that kind of stuff. And so I don't think I played it for the first few weeks, but eventually I got back into it. Like I said, and I've been playing since 6 weeks in, 7 weeks in, something like that. So I've been playing for well over 7 years now. Okay, so we started at 1.45. We are at, or let's say 71%. We're at 9 now, so that's about 62%. So it's a little over a billion. That's probably about 1.2, 1.45. So yeah, I'm at about 1.24 billion right now. So I'm pretty pleased with this run. Almost as much, not quite almost as much, obviously, but all right. See, now I say something, he's gonna take me completely out. All right, so 1.26. So at 2.7, that's for the first two. So I did 1.9 and then 7. So I was at 2.6, right at 2.7, and then another 1.2. So right at 4 billion right now at 3 teams. Okay, right at 4 billion after 3 teams. So those are your main 3 that you want to use if you have that fifth Eternal member, if you have Athena, or whether you have all 5, whichever one you're missing. Maybe you have Athena and you don't have Gilgamesh, whatever. So now with our bottom 3, Sim 6, Insidious 6, and Daring Warriors. Again, Daring Warriors, this is the pick between these 3 is really difficult for me. Since I ran that Timeless Eternal team. If you don't have the full Timeless Eternals, don't use them. And then this would be your 5-team run. Daring, Insidious 6, Symbiote 6, your Mephisto, Odin, Fantastic Four, and then your stun team. That would be your 5-team run. But since I use Thena, so now I've got 2 slots left, and I've got 3 still of my 3 of my probably top 10 teams, top 7 teams that I have. 2 at 15 and 1 at 13. So I have to make a choice. One I'm gonna have to use regardless. I think I'm gonna use Symbiote 6 regardless, and then go and see what will be best between. Let me see. What did I get with my Symbiote 6 last time? I did not record. Damn it. Did I record what I got with my Insidious 6? No, I didn't. Just what I got with Eternal Century. Recorded what I got with Retcon, with Omen, with Dread. The Dread team, by the way, garbage. Crucible, garbage. Battle World, Raid, War, garbage. That entire event was garbage. Scorpion Breaker as a plug and play may be okay. After the reworks came out for Dread, I really thought that was going to be a really powerful, really, really good team. But they're garbage. They're complete garbage. My Dread team is like, I don't know, 14 million, and still Dread is I'm sorry, 11.4. So nowhere near that, but 11.4. All right, and as you see, 3 diamond. I got 7 red for Breaker. I did not get any diamonds for him. Maybe that's a big thing too. I don't have any diamonds, but and then 3 diamond for the rest of them. 2.3, 2.2. Everybody's over 2 million. So 11.4 is not a bad. It's not a bad team, but for where, but still, they're garbage. But anyway, I completely strayed from the point. Excuse me. So Daring. All right, I'm gonna use Symbiote 6 here. Yeah, I'm gonna use him regardless. So I'm at just under 4 right now on total damage. We've got these 2 teams left. Let's see if I can make 6. Let's see if I can get 6 million damage with 5 teams. So I started at about 190 million. I never look until after I take my first attack, and then I'm like, oh crap, where was I? Plus stun. So again, I don't know what he does here when he hits, if he hits 100. So I'm gonna try and stay away. I don't want him to have a whole lot of raids whenever he does revive. Hitting for 16. So I mean, they, you know, all these do a lot of good damage. Venom Special is going to ability block. He'll heal block. Let's just go basics. Let's just go basics. Slow trauma. I don't want to use that yet. No, I don't want to use that yet. I want to wait till after he revives. Come on, buddy. Basic. Alright, so he's gone. 16 and... Okay, so he gained 1 stack, basically. He gained 1 stack of 10 on death. Okay. I mean, am I thinking about this wrong? Leave me a comment, guys. Am I thinking about this wrong? Is it when he dies and he revives, his entire stack of anger or rage, it multiplies everything? Does he not like wipe your entire team whenever he dies and he revives? Or is that only when he hits 100? Let me know. So I want to stay away from stuns. Damn, ability block, stun, and trauma. Triple whammy. No. 400. I mean, I want to use some specials. I want to, you know, try and throw some debuffs on him. I don't want him to just, you know, be sitting there all nimbly bimbly with no kind of debuffs on him, just having a good day. Just gonna throw trauma. Screw it. Of course he's immune, I know. But it does get that Battle World effect out. So that will, you know, that'll keep throwing slows on him. We'll throw in ability blocks, a couple offense downs, some heal. I mean, not ability blocks. Excuse me, heal blocks. Okay. I mean, the one thing about your Symbiote 6 team is, you know, with Carnage, you're always looking to drop guys into that red so that you can fill your speed bars faster, but you don't get that with Maestro because he doesn't have minions. I'm going to stay away from that stun. You know, he doesn't have minions, so, you know, again, this could be a better... You know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna make this video so long. It's ridiculous. I just realized with Carnage, you want him probably closer to, that's another finisher team, because you want Carnage. You want to spawn with Carnage when Maestro's in the red, because as long as he's in the red, you're constantly gaining speed up. That's the key with Symbiote 6. I'm sorry, that's my fault. Yeah, this video is going to be like 2 hours long. Okay, so I'll go Insidious 6. I'll use my Insidious 6 here. I'll just do Insidious 6 and then Symbiote. I'm not going to run Daring. Guys, let me know in the comments if you guys, if you run Daring, if you don't have the full Eternals, what your scores are with Daring. Let me know, you know, how that works. Retcon, the 50% buffs for Retcon have not been working the last few Maestros. That's why I don't think the Daring Warriors do either. I think you still get a pretty decent score with Daring Warriors. You should be able to get somewhere around 700 to 1 billion decently if you can chain everything right. But so we're just gonna basic. Slow offense down. Again, this is, Hobgoblin is where a lot of your damage is going to come from. From the initial attack and then the passives, the, attack secondary targets, attack, third targets, and you don't have any other targets to attack, so you continuously attack Maestro. So, Hobgoblin, like I said, he does a lot of damage. He's like a bruiser pretty much on this team. Fuck it. Alright, so yeah, see. Okay, so obviously something with Sim negates that original revive and freak out, because it didn't do it with them. Heal self. Let's get rid of some debuffs. Of course, my guys with trauma won't, but all right. So let's hit that rewind on the speed bar. Let's go ahead and jump ahead. Maestro's going to go anyway. Interesting. Hobgoblin. Okay, he only took about 2% health. Two. Reduce duration of positive effects by 2. With bleed, he does not have bleed. Apply bleed. This attack cannot be blocked. So 300, apply 3 bleed. 260, apply 3 bleed. We'll do 300, apply 3. Will he cleanse? I'm not even gonna apply bleed. Okay. And then about 370, 385. I'm at about 410 million in damage right now. Ooh, I've lost half my team. Where did my team go? No, I still got Green Goblin. He's just stuck. Maybe I'll get him back after this. There he goes. Nope, he's still stuck. But my Electro's gone. So I'm glad I used his ult. Got as much power from him as I could. Huh. So, I don't know. Maybe I didn't do something right with Insidious. Maybe I should have backed out, because I really did not. 500. Well, I'm at about 4.4, just under 4.5 now. Maybe I may be at 4.5. Does it tell me how much damage I have? Yeah, okay. 4.43 right now. So let's go with Symbiote. Tempted. They're both over 15. I mean, you can't use Speedball anyway. I wonder how daring with Null would be. So I was in the red when I started the last match. I guess it's not really going to matter, so I'm not going to back out and use daring. I'm just going to go. So it's like every time you use an ultimate and you get the assist, you gain another 5 to 7 million in damage. So every time somebody uses an ult, or sometimes a special, depending, you gain an extra 15 to 18 million in damage. So that's, I guess, one of the reasons why this symbiote team is so good. The passive assist. Let's just stick with the basics. I'll go ahead and throw. Of course, he won't get darkness, but he'll continue to get slow. Immune to silence. Will that give him? See, that gave me an extra 24 million on the passive assist. Okay, so I did not. Six. It's only a 19. We'll use it. 6, 8, 6. So that's an extra 20 million in damage just on passive attacks every time you attack. So that's another 100 million, basically, every few turns. So I mean, it's one thing about symbiote. They're really powerful. On top of the fact that they cleanse with riot. Riot cleanses everything and keeps you from being debuffed for too long. I mean, they heal constantly. See, they got some trauma and everything now, but look, riot. Take one turn, we'll riot cleanse. It's like he cleanses like after every other ally's turn, or every 3, something like that. He passively cleanses. This will be 3. Okay, maybe I was wrong. So I didn't even bother to check really where I was when this match started, because it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to back out and use Daring Warrior. I'm just going to go with Symbiote 6. So like I said, if you use Daring Warrior, let me know. If you get a 700-800 mil score or better, let me know what you run, what your ISOs are, your placements, because I think we may get one more Maestro. I'm hoping this isn't the last one. I'm hoping we get at least one more. I think we do. But then after that, I think it switches. So yeah, if you guys use Daring, if you get 700-800 million or better, just drop me a comment. Let me know, what you used. Your placement, your ISOs, your ISO levels, stuff like that. Just for shits and gigs. Oh, I used my special. I did not mean to. Was not thinking about it. And I just gained 10 stack. Actually, it did not. It only gained 1. Interesting. Not that interesting. That might have been the key right there that broke me. So do I have a heal? Heal block, spread negative from primary target. Do not spread stun. Clear negative effects from self, most injured ally. I don't have any. What is this? What do I have? Oh, I have Wrath. Okay.
When you're advertising operations all out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together.
I need some help.
Using
I
automation
need some help, guys. Come on.
to simplify
Heal, heal, heal.
and access better data across the
Ah, Riot's gone.
less time spent on operations, more time connected.
Yeah, it'll start piecing me out now.
Tap the banner to learn more.
Might as well. 320, 380. He's at 83. Screw it. 380. Let's get the damage in.
It's fine. When life gets chaotic.
I'm gonna gain 10 stacks though. That sucks. Probably should have used basic instead. If he gets to 100, I know he's gonna. Well, I'm done anyway. He didn't even get to 100.
Tap the banner to order now.
Yes, he did. No, 700 to all 7s. Just about. So with where I was, that gives me just over 5.2. Almost 5.3. 5.2. So yeah, there you go. That is your 5 for Maestro. That should help. Help your alliance. That got me 2 kills. If everybody, everybody needs to try and get 1. If everybody can get 1 kill, then you're where you need to be. But obviously you're always going to have a few guys that are not going to pull their weight, or they may not be able to with where you are with the level you're playing. They may still be kind of catching up a little bit. So it's always better to try and get 2 if you can. I'm pretty sure I did get 2. That way you can kind of help for some of your little guys. So there's another guy on my team who got Thena. But yeah, guys, that's Maestro. Hopefully we'll have 1 more so I can unlock him. I think I'm going to be short at least 5 to 10 after this, which really sucks. That's so ironic for me. But yeah, 5.2 billion, excuse me. So yeah, guys, that's the Maestro boss. That's your your stun team, and then Eternals, and then the rest of my team run through. So yeah, leave me some comments, guys. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see. Let me know if you use Daring Warriors, or if you use another team that if you can get 6, 7, 8, 100 million or better. Just throw me a comment. Let me know who you used. And you watch these videos. If there's anything else you would like to see me cover, if there's anything else you need help with, I'll eventually start doing some Dark Dimension videos. I'm not there quite yet. I have them all beat except for Annihilus. I'm still in the beginning stages of Annihilus, but other than that, if you guys would like to do a Dark Dimension run through, anything like that, just like I said, drop me a comment. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. You don't miss the next video, the next tower, big event that comes out. I'll be back. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for all the love. I appreciate you guys. Peace.